Did you know that the average person consumes 22 teaspoons of sugar every single day, mostly from junk food? 13, that's quite a lot. 20 and 22. That's a lot of sugar. So this is what 22 teaspoons of sugar looks like. Pretty substantial. Can you imagine what would happen to your body if you cut that out for just 14 days? Well, that's exactly what one of my clients did. And check out these pictures. Turns out quite a lot can change in just 2 weeks. Most of us eat junk food, even though we know it's bad for us. Whether it's a particular fast food, a sugary drink, or a sweet snack, we've all got that one guilty pleasure. And let's be honest, we'd throw a tantrum if they took it away or went out of business. So why do we eat it even though we know that it's so bad for us? Well, as it turns out, there's a lot of reasons. It tastes damn good. It's convenient because it's everywhere. It makes us feel better after a hard day or when we're stressed. All our friends eat it. The smell, the smell. When you walk past, it draws you in, doesn't it? And the adverts that they put out that you see, they play on your mind. But I think the biggest reason, and it's not one that's spoken about that much, is because most people have forgotten how good they can feel when they don't eat this stuff for just 2 weeks. Because seriously, when was the last time that you can honestly say, hand on heart, that you went 2 whole weeks of eating clean? No junk food, no sugary snacks or drinks, no high-fat things like cookies or donuts, no fast food, no processed food. Seriously, when was the last time that you can say you did 2 weeks of nothing? Nada. My client couldn't even remember the last time. His energy levels were down, his mood was off, he couldn't seem to lose weight, even though he was in a calorie deficit, and he was working his butt off in the gym. And maybe you're in the same boat. But if you are, that's okay, because as you've seen, this is how much sugar the average person is having every single day. Look at that. That's how bad junk food can be for you. And it's kind of funny, I wasn't alive back then, but I wouldn't be surprised if a McDonald's in the 1940s, when they first opened their doors, would be considered a healthy meal by today's standards. But now the portions are bigger, the ingredients are worse quality, the food is more processed. And to top it all off, the price of a McDonald's cheeseburger has increased, wait for it, 1,421%, and I am not making this up, from 19 cents to $2.89. I'm picking on McDonald's, but the truth is they are all as bad as each other, so McDonald's, please do not sue me. And that's because they have to compete with one another. But this stuff is messing us up. So let's talk about what happens when you take a 2-week break, a 2-week hiatus, a 2-week holiday from junk food. The scariest and most eye-opening bits will happen in the first couple of days, because you will probably experience some form of withdrawal symptoms, whether that's energy level fluctuations, cravings, or even headaches. And that should kind of scare you a little bit. It should prove to you that this stuff, A, is not good for you, but B, how reliant you were on it, how used to it your body was, and how much your body almost now expects it. And you probably don't think this will happen to you, but trust me, it will. And like I say, it's the first sign of just how bad these foods are for us. Because anything you're getting withdrawals from is not good. I remember growing up as a teenager, and every single day I would have 2 cans of full-fat Coke. It's kind of funny as well, because we call it full-fat Coke, but there's actually not that much fat in it. It's just carbohydrates, sugar. I'd have one at lunch at school and one as soon as I got home. And I was literally addicted to this stuff. And I probably did that from the age of 12 or 13 all the way until I was probably 22. And then I slowly started to realize that this was having a pretty negative effect on me, because I'd have the odd day off here or there, and I was getting pretty bad headaches. I was a lot more irritable, and my energy levels were up and down like a roller coaster. And as soon as I realized that, I started to make more of a conscious effort to wean myself off it, to have less of it, whether that was by having the Coke Zero, the no sugar alternative, or just by going completely cold turkey. And honestly, the first few days were horrendous. But the reality is, when you get these cravings, when you get these withdrawals, that is literally your brain trying to signal to you that it wants to stay the same. Because that kind of is what your brain's job is. Your brain's primary role is to keep you alive. It's a process that's called homeostasis. It likes to try and stay the same. Because whether the conditions that your brain and body have adapted to are healthy or unhealthy, your brain is keeping you alive in those conditions. So as soon as you start to introduce change, whether that's good change or bad change, your brain will actually start to fight it at first. You can see this in so many different walks of life. If you go from a cold country to a hot country, the first couple of days are going to be very uncomfortable because your brain has to acclimatize. If you start to aggressively diet or work out a lot more than you used to, your brain is going to send signals to your body that this is pretty damn hard. But then what you also find is that if you're consistent with the activity, whether it's good or whether it's bad, your brain starts to adjust, it starts to normalize, it starts to become easier. It starts to become part of the routine, part of the homeostasis. And it's the same with the junk food, with the sugar, with the high-fat snacks. Your brain has adjusted to what you eat, and now it just wants to stay the same because it has the evidence that it needs to show that if you keep doing this, it's going to keep you alive. Little does it know the effect that it's having on your body. Because your brain and your body aren't the best friends that some people make out they are. After 7 to 10 days, that's when you're going to start to feel the benefits. A lot of my clients will focus on the visual benefit. They want to look better, and I understand that. But the reality is, and I know this from having worked with well over 100 clients in the 5 years that I've been a personal trainer and a nutritionist, that what you really want is to feel better, because the byproduct of feeling better is looking better. But I'm not talking about small benefits where you're like, oh, that's cute, but where's the nearest Pizza Hut? I'm talking about benefits that make you question why you ever put this stuff in your mouth in the first place. The biggest benefit that you'll probably start to feel is to your gut and digestive health. Junk food tends to be very low in fiber, so it starts to clog us up. And it's kind of funny because we talk about constipation in kids all the time, but we never really address it in adults. But adult constipation is a real thing. And just as it affects children, particularly with their mood, it's going to affect you as an adult exactly the same. Constipation causes irritability, whether you are a child or whether you are an adult. And if your diet consists of a lot of processed or junk food, the chances are you're not going to be getting enough fiber in your diet. You're going to be clogged up. You're going to be more irritable. Junk food is also going to inflame your gut, which can destroy your gut microbiome. Not only is that going to bloat you and cause visible inflammation of your digestive tract, but it's also going to impact how happy you actually are. And why is that? Well, it's because 90 to 95% of your serotonin, which is your feel-good, happy hormone, is produced in your gut. So think about it. If you've got a healthier gut, it's going to have the ability to produce more serotonin. More serotonin equals a happier version of you. So not only can you expect to see visible results, like with my client here, but you can expect to feel so much better, so much happier. Being honest, you will start to feel orders of magnitude different. And by the way, how much weight do you think my client has lost between these two pictures, which again, are just 10 days apart? 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 2 pounds. That just shows you how inflamed and bloated his gut actually was. He's not actually lost that much weight, and I wouldn't really expect him to in just 10 days, but it goes to show just how physically inflamed his gut and digestive tract were from eating such a bad diet. The other huge benefit that you're going to feel after just a week or 10 days is the mental clarity. Brain fog will significantly reduce. You'll be far more productive, and you'll actually feel far smarter. You'll get more done, you'll feel better for it, and you won't want to eat this garbage again. The other underrated benefit when it comes to cutting junk food out of your diet is to your skin. Not to flex, but I barely touch junk food now. I don't have or use any skincare products. I don't have a skincare routine, and I have the skin of a baby. And if you haven't seen any of my videos before, you won't know this, but I'm 36 years old. Last week, I got told I looked 25. I splash water on my face. That's it. And I'm not even that consistent with it. So yeah, ladies in particular, stop spending hundreds, thousands of pounds and dollars on Kim Kardashian's latest makeup and just stop eating this junk. Maybe I should release my own skincare line. I mean, I'm not sure I can, because like I say, it's water. By the way, it's not special water. This is just water out of the tap on the face, once in the morning, once at night. Job done. And of course, the longer term benefit of cutting out the junk food is that it's going to be substantially easier for you to lose body fat, and particularly belly fat. Not just because you're eating less empty calories, but because of all the other stuff I've just covered. You're going to feel so much better and have so much more drive that you're going to want to do more. You're going to want to be more active. You're going to want to be outside more, getting fresh air. You're going to want to be around people more. You won't want to be sitting indoors in a dark room binging a Netflix series. You won't feel lethargic that most people feel all day, every day. And then when you do that, you'll look better. And then you'll start to feel more confident, and your whole life will just become this lovely, virtuous cycle. Your blood pressure will come down. Your cholesterol markers will improve. You'll live a longer, healthier, happier, and probably richer life. And the best part is that you will want to do it. You won't miss the junk food because of how good you feel. your value system in your brain will have shifted. The cravings will pass, and even when you've had a long, hard day, you won't be tempted to reach for what you used to think was a treat because of how much you now know it negatively affects you, and because of how much better you feel not having it. Like I said right at the beginning of this video, most people still have junk food regularly because they have forgotten how good it feels when they don't have it. And that's because they can't remember the last time that they took just a 2-week break, a 14-day hiatus. And I get it. There's temptation everywhere. There's social pressure. There's stress. There's kids. There's blah, blah, blah. There is always going to be 10,000 reasons as to why you shouldn't do this. But if you're up for it, I'm going to challenge you to do 2 weeks, starting right now. 2 weeks free of junk food, processed food, sugary drinks, alcohol, and any other rubbish. The other crazy thing that you'll find will happen in the long term is that your taste buds will adapt. And when you do slip up, because you're human, as am I, and we all do from time to time, the junk food will now literally taste like poison. Trust me, I've had this myself. Now when I go to drink up full-fat Coca-Cola, it doesn't taste the same. The nostalgia that I used to have has long gone. It goes back to my original point, guys. Most people have just forgotten how good they can feel because they are addicted to this stuff. But hopefully this video has inspired you to challenge yourself and give this a go. To kick the junk food, to kick the sugar, to kick the processed food for just 14 days, to see how much better you can feel. And like I said, I promise you, this is going to change your life. So what I want you to do, if you're going to do the challenge, just comment the word "in" underneath, because I want to do this with you guys. And in 14 days, I want you to report back. I want you to tell me, and I want you to tell the YouTube community how much better you feel. Because me spouting this message out into the internet ether just by myself is not going to move the needle enough. We need to change the whole world's perspective on this. So guys, get involved. Let's inspire and motivate each other. I really hope this has helped. Until the next video, bye.